let's head to the live desk for the latest. Maria Lizignoli joining us now. And Maria, you're following a new federal lawsuit filed against the Department of Homeland Security.
That's right. The federal lawsuit was filed Thursday and alleges DHS and ICE violated the constitutional rights of immigrants and U.S. citizens. Now, the suit represents 6 Minnesota residents who say they had their homes broken into by federal agents. Lawyers say the policy stems from a secret memo allegedly authorizing ICE agents to enter homes using administrative warrants instead of warrants signed by a judge. The ACLU says it's suing to stop dramatic ICE raids like this one in Minneapolis back in January, and they say now it's more important than ever.
An example of a massive expansion and abuse of power by the Trump administration. And again, it flies in the face of the Bill of Rights and the founders' belief that entry into a home should only be done when you have the permission of a judge.
In a statement from February, DHS officials argued they only used administrative warrants in cases where an undocumented immigrant already had a final deportation order from an immigration judge.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see where this goes moving forward. Maria Lizignoli from the live desk. Maria, thank you.
The legal fight for Minnesota's top lawyer against the Trump administration continues in the wake of the federal surge.
While it's not appropriate for me as a prosecutor to say who I'm going to charge and who I'm not going to charge, it's all based on the investigation and what it yields. You can bet that we will be relentless in pursuit of accountability for the people who committed homicides involving Renee Good and Alex Petty.
Attorney General Keith Ellison says he sued the Trump administration 59 times, including over evidence in the killings of Renee Good and Alex Petty. Ellison last night spoke to a crowd at the University of Minnesota, sharing that the state has been denied access to the weapons federal agents used in the deadly shootings. That's something he says could stand in the way of winning at trial. Ellison went on to say it's common for state and federal authorities to work together on these kinds of investigations, pointing to the murder of George Floyd as an example. He says now federal authorities are refusing to cooperate.
New details about an elementary school set on fire in St. Cloud. The school district says Westwood Elementary will be closed all next week. During that time, around 100 professional cleaners will be combing the building. Someone started the fire Tuesday morning while kids were inside. The superintendent says a staff member grabbed a fire extinguisher and put out the flames while another staff member triggered the fire alarm and called 911. Everyone is okay. Investigators are still trying to figure out who started the fire.
Another shakeup to President Trump's cabinet. Attorney General, Pam Bondi ousted.
CBS News' Jared Hill tells us the president has asked her deputy, Todd Blanche, to step in as acting attorney general as he searches for her replacement.
Attorney General can respond.
Pam Bondi, fierce defender of President Trump,
the greatest president in American history,
out as Attorney General. In an announcement on social media, the president posted Thursday, "We love Pam, and she will be transitioning to a much-needed and important new job in the private sector."
Pam, I think, thank you. What a great job.
President Trump at times swayed between public praise and publicly airing his frustration with Bondi, once calling her out by name on social media for not going after his political enemies, writing, "All talk, no action, nothing is being done." Bondi's Justice Department has brought cases against FBI Director James Comey, New York Attorney General Letitia James, and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Those cases have been thrown out.
I think President Trump felt she didn't have her foot on the accelerator.
Her handling of the Epstein files brought blowback from congressional Democrats and some Republicans. On Bondi's dismissal, the Senate's top Democrat Chuck Schumer wrote, "Good riddance." Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche will take over as acting AG.
I'm honored that President Trump has asked me to step in as acting, and also much appreciative for what Pam Bondi did for the past year.
The president hasn't said who he plans to tap for the position long term, although EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, a former New York congressman, is believed to be a top contender. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Pam Bondi is the second Trump cabinet secretary to be ousted in recent weeks following the firing of former DHS Secretary Kristi Noem.
Turning now to the latest in the war with Iran. Despite daily strikes by the United States and Israel, sources say Iran maintains significant missile launching capability. U.S.
intelligence assessments found roughly half of Iran's missile launchers are still intact, plus thousands of one-way attack drones remain in the country's arsenal. Although a White House spokesperson responded to these claims, accusing the sources of attacking the president and demeaning the work of the military. A Pentagon spokesperson also disputed the claims. Here in the U.S., the impacts of the conflict are still being felt at the pump. Yesterday morning, the price of U.S. crude oil rose 10% to more than $110 a barrel.